Archdiocese of Los Angeles, who agreed to pay $880 million in settlement to clergy sex abuse victims. This was ruled on October 17th, 2024, and it's a settlement for clergy sexual abuse dating back several decades, which the victims' attorneys say is the largest settlement with a Catholic archdiocese.
Yeah.
The settlement covers, guess how many? 1,353 child sexual abuse claims.
Oh
Now,
my gosh.
they believe it's very important to note that nobody who has been accused of such things are still employed by the Los Angeles Archdiocese. Guess what? I don't care. I don't care. I don't. I think y'all need to do a better job at who you hire and
ordain or whatever they call it.
all the stuff.
Well, so, okay. Wow. That's tragic. And just the fact that this has been going on since the 50s. So we're talking about 80 years worth of abuse, and it's not just the abuse, guys. This is covering this up for decades and decades and decades and decades. If this is dating back to the 40s, some of these 1,357 children who are abused are really old now. They're like in their 80s, 90s. These are no longer children. This is tragic. I cannot imagine, like, as a Catholic, how this would feel. You know, you put money in the offering plate, you donate to your church, thinking that what you are donating towards is feeding the hungry, protecting children, you know, maybe some building improvements in your cathedral, your church. To have $880 million of your tithes and offerings go to this because a bunch of perverts were enabled would make me livid. And I'm not saying the victims don't deserve the money. They deserve this money and so much more.
Yeah.
But the fact that these things happen in the first place, and this is now faithful believers who are footing the bill for these perverts. That's what this is. That's what this is.
And it's been almost 100 years. Almost 100 years of covering up child sexual abuse.
Yeah. And the only reason to go back farther than that is because they don't have those records anymore.
And those people are probably no longer alive.
Yeah, they're dead. Yeah, those victims are not with us.
So I would estimate that it's much higher than almost 1,400. Think about all of the kids who maybe as adults even took their own lives because of the abuse. That's not uncommon.
Never came forward. And this
never
is
came forward.
Just the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. It's one city. Granted, LA is a big city, but I don't think it's even the biggest in the U.S., is it? I don't even know.
I don't think so.
It's probably in a top 5 or top 10, but this is one archdiocese.
And it says
once churches that is.
Once approved, the settlement payments are expected to be made in 2025 and 2026. Yeah. And it says that they're going to be drawing the funds from reserves, investments, and loans, along with other archdiocesan assets and payments.
It's amazing to me that they have that much money on hand.
Well, just think about it. All of the tithes and offerings that are put in by citizens, by the members of these churches, are now going to fund the settlement for child sexual abuse.
Yeah, so these are crimes that do not just affect the victims, they affect the entire community.
Yeah, absolutely. Think about the ripple effect from just one child being abused. Think about how they now view the church. Think about how they view family who maybe didn't protect them during that time. Think about how they probably are viewing their own children. Not every person who has been abused responds like me and you have.
Yeah.
Some of them become abusers themselves, unfortunately.
Yeah. Or just their dysfunctional behavior in general manifests in an abusive and traumatic sort of way, like alcoholism, for example. The ripple effects here are huge, and there are going to be people who even just read this news article and lose their faith in God.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, there's no way to encapsulate how bad this is.
No, it's heartbreaking.